So since I'm watching the Rocky movies, it's really inspired me to start working out. So let's get started. Rocky is the classic movie from 1976 that stars Sylvester Stallone, Talia Shire, Burgess Meredith, Burt Young, and it's directed by John G. Alvison. It's about Rocky Balboa, who's a boxer who lives in the slums of Philadelphia, just trying to make his way in life. He's down on his luck, can't even get up the courage to ask this girl out he likes named Adrian, who's the sister to one of his best friends, Paulie, played by Burt Young. But one day, Apollo Creed, the heavyweight boxing champion in the world, decides he wants to give one local Philadelphian the shot at the title, and he picks Rocky Balboa. And the rest is classic movie history. This movie has such an amazing and inspiring legacy even 39 years later. Not only do so many people remember it, but so many people will literally travel to Philadelphia to climb what is known as the Rocky Steps. You know what I'm talking about, the steps that Rocky runs up in the montage late in the movie when the music's swelling, the do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Not only that, but even back at the time, it was hailed as a great film. It won Best Picture in '76 up against Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver of all things, and other great movies like Network and All the President's Men, as well as John Avildsen winning Best Director, and Stallone, Burgess Meredith, Burt Young, and Talia Shire all being nominated for Best Actor and Actress awards. It's even more inspiring because the studio did not want to give this movie a lot of money. They thought this movie would flop because this wasn't what people wanted to see at the time. The 70s films were really dark and dreary. Movies that were popular in the 70s before Rocky came out was stuff like Taxi Driver, The Godfather, French Connection, all these really down and just depressing sort of movies. I mean, movies like Rocky was just not the movies that people wanted to see at the time, so the studio thought this isn't going to go anywhere. And even though the studio was willing to give it some money, they weren't willing to let Stallone play the title role, even though Stallone was really clamoring for it. They wanted someone like Robert Redford or a leading man at the time to play the title role of Rocky. So Stallone really had to fight for it. So it's kind of appropriate. I mean, Rocky was the underdog who had to fight to be seen and acknowledged, and Stallone was an underdog who had to fight and be seen and acknowledged. As to whether or not I'm a fan of this movie, well, you might be saying so. Funny thing is, believe it or not, I didn't grow up with this movie at all. I didn't see this movie until a few years ago. I know, right? I knew I should see it, but just for some weird-ass reason, whenever I'd go to Blockbuster or any other video store or whatever, and go get, say, Jaws or Star Wars or The Matrix or something, I never thought, hey, maybe I should check out that boxing movie with Sylvester Stallone in it. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, because this movie is awesome. And yes, I have now seen all the Rocky movies, and I am really excited for the new spin-off movie, Creed. One of the things rewatching this movie I noticed was just how well the script is written. Sylvester Stallone actually wrote the script, and he honestly gets some crap because of some of the later movies in his career, like Judge Dredd and Demolition Man, and yeah, those are pretty silly movies. But here, he does a great job acting and writing in this movie. The way he wrote the character of Rocky is great. He really balances well the heart of gold that Rocky has with the tough side of Rocky. Because Rocky shows many times that he can totally beat the hell out of someone. Like the scene when Paulie flips out, grabs a baseball bat, and starts destroying his home. He stands up in front of him, and he looks like he's about to beat him to a pulp. But he holds back just enough, just showing that, yeah, Paulie, I can kick your ass, but I'm going to forgive you for this time. Stallone rides that line really well, because there are these scenes where it shows that he just has this in him to just unleash fury on someone if need be, but he holds back a lot of times. But in like the boxing scenes at the beginning and against Apollo near the end, there are those moments where he's able to just unleash the fury, unleash the pain. And then you have the other scenes where it shows he's a good-hearted person. When he's, you know, trying to talk to Adrian, and he's shy, but she's even more shy than he is, and he's trying to get her out of her shell a little bit and to go out with him and all this stuff. The other acting is excellent too. Talia Shire, of course, as Adrian, is an excellent actress. She plays the role of being really shy and really quiet perfectly, and you just want to see her be able to come out of her shell and really not feel like a loser, because for a lot of times she does take what Paulie gives her. Paulie does treat her like crap. And Burt Young, oh my gosh, that's another good actor as Paulie. He plays the role of Paulie so well as the drunk brother who's given up on life even more than Rocky has. Doesn't see any hope for his future anymore, and is complaining that he was never able to go anywhere because he has to take care of his sister. He was never able to get married or anything because he has to deal with Adrian, who can't live on her own, as he says, and calls her a loser. Just the dynamic between those two characters is so fantastic to watch, and when Rocky's thrown in there, it makes it even better. And then, of course, you have Rocky's trainer, Mickey, played by Burgess Meredith, and he is a fantastic actor. There's a great scene when Mickey goes to Rocky's apartment after Apollo has chosen him to fight. And Mickey's basically saying that he wants to be Rocky's manager so that he doesn't have to go through all the crap Mickey had to go through when he was a fighter. And so that Rocky might actually have a chance. Rocky, of course, is pissed because he says, well, how come 10 years ago you never gave me a chance? Mick, come on, how come you never gave me a chance? And Mick's like, well, you never asked me. Then Rocky just goes into his bathroom to get away from Mick, and Mick starts to leave and go down the stairs of his apartment. And you just hear Rocky yelling about how, Mick, at least you had a prime, but I never did. And now, yeah, I'm going to go fight this guy, and I'm going to get my butt kicked because I don't have anything. And then the scene ends with Mick walking down the street, and Rocky runs outside, and you hear no dialogue, but you just get the sense like they've come to an agreement that Mick will now train Rocky. The training scenes, of course, are great because you just have Mickey just wailing in on Rocky, making him work harder and harder and harder, and just going at it. And Rocky just putting in his all, and it's so inspiring to watch. I love some of the lines that Mick is saying to Rocky when he's training. When you walk into that ring with the #1 heavyweight of the world, you'll be ready. It's like the guy says, you're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder. You're gonna become a very dangerous person. That's awesome. And of course, we get a training montage scored by the excellent score by Bill Conti. The title is, of course, Gonna Fly Now, the do-do-do-do-do-do. Bill Conti's score in this movie is incredible. I love the score here. And, of course, John Avildsen, who directed this movie, would go on to direct The Karate Kid in '84, and he brought Bill Conti back to score that movie as well with another excellent score. I would say this score is better, though. It's so good, pumps you up, perfect for this movie. It is, I'll say it, the perfect score for this movie. This movie, in every aspect, it just inspires me, and it's so well written, so well directed, so well acted. It is a fantastic, fantastic movie. And I'll just be honest, the ending of this movie almost makes me tear up a little bit because it's just so inspirational. And that's one of the great powers of this film, that it just can inspire people so much to do whatever it is that their dream is, to go from being just the underdog to being the champ. Whatever that is, boxing, being the best at a pro sport, or being a film critic. Whatever that dream is, it can inspire you to go out and achieve that goal. It did for me. I love this movie. And of course, I am going to give this movie 5 out of 5 stars. Guys, if you haven't seen Rocky before, do yourself a favor and see Rocky. It's a great movie. It started a lot of the sports movie trends along with Bad News Bears, which came out the same year. It's just such an inspirational, such a fantastic movie. You gotta see it. If you like this review, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will be reviewing the rest of the Rocky movies leading up to Creed, and I will actually get those out on time. But for now, peace.